Northwest Diamond. So it's not like it's a small park, but let's keep an eye on that today. So the Aggies taking the field here as they are the home team. They will bat second. Texas will start it off at the plate in the first pitch of today's game. We'll be brought to you as always by St. Joseph Health, your primary partner for primary care, and as the leading healthcare provider in the Brazos Valley, St. Joseph Health is proud to be the official healthcare provider of Texas A&M Athletics. In the circle for your Aggies, it's Emily Kennedy, the senior out of the Woodlands, named first team All-SEC earlier this morning. Congratulations to her for that honor. Very well deserved. 20-4 record with a 2.68 ERA. This is her 22nd start of the year. 143 2/3 innings, 99 hits, 77 walks, and 138 strikeouts. Opponents are hitting 191 against M. She threw the complete game 5-inning win yesterday. 5 innings, 4 hits, 4 runs, 4 walks, and 6 strikeouts. She threw 105 pitches. The walks is what got her. She issued, as she tends to do from time to time, some of those first batter walks. It kind of got her in a jam. South Carolina actually scored 2 runs off of those, meaning that leadoff walk came around to score. So try to limit those as best you can against an extremely good Texas offense. This is the best offense in the SEC. They entered today with a .355 batting average. Yesterday, Texas won 7-6. They had 10 hits in the game. They hit a home run. They had 3 doubles as well in the victory over the Ole Miss Rebels. Robbie Guest, the home plate umpire, waiting to get the okay from TV. Mac Barbara chatting it up with Ashton Maloney. She'll talk with anybody. Mac, the catcher. A lot of fun to talk to her. I love watching her just kind of casually chat there as the games go. All right, here we go. Sit back, relax, try to relax, and enjoy this one. Ashton Maloney will step into the box, and the first pitch of tonight's game is lined into left center field for a base hit. So Ashton Maloney, second team All-SEC pick, drives it into left center. First base hit of the game for Texas. First batter, first pitch of the game. That'll bring up Caden Henry, another left-handed bat in this Texas lineup. Pitches high and out of the zone, 1-0. Caden Henry is a sophomore out of Dickinson, .421 hitter, 3 homers, 26 runs driven in, and 28 stolen bases to lead this team. We are just underway here in the top of the first. Next pitch misses low, off speed, 2 balls and no strikes, the count. Texas lineup will feature 4 lefties. It's the top 3 in the lineup and then the 9-hole hitter. So 4 in a row against Emily Kennedy. Check swing, pop behind the pitching circle. Coco makes the catch. The runner is off the base. That's a double play. Thank you very much. 2 outs. It was a half check swing, and the speed of the pitch from Kennedy sailed it in the air. Coco racing in towards the circle, made a catch just above her ankles and quickly threw to first. Amari's there, and it is a double play. 2 outs, nobody on for Texas. Strike 1 now with 2 outs, and the batter is Mia Scott. Scott, a first-team All-SEC selection. She is a senior, .444 hitter, takes it off speed pitch outside, 1-1. That double play, 21st of the season for Texas A&M. Man, they had some big-time double plays in the Tennessee series. And that's a huge one right there to retire the 2 fastest players on this Texas roster. No score. We're in the top of the first if you're just checking in with us. Fouled off here on the left side, 1-2. Want to say hi to anybody listening with us at Bluebell Park. Aggie baseball closing out the regular season against Missouri. We'll try to keep you updated on that game as we go on today. 1-2 the count to Mia Scott. Pitch misses down. That is off the plate. 2-2 the count. Scott had the walk-off base hit to beat Ole Miss yesterday, 7-6. Texas was leading the game 6-1 after 4 innings. Ole Miss scored 5 in the 5th and actually had a chance to score more and didn't, so they tied it, and then Mia Scott walked them off. Foul back onto the net. Texas 46-9 on the season. 16-8 in SEC play. Time called and Tricia Ford out to talk with Emily Kennedy. With a 2-2 pitch here, obviously something she didn't like, so she's out to have a conversation with Kennedy and Mac Barbara. Is facing center field with her hand over her mouth there, having a conversation with them, and now heading back in the dugout. And you'll see Trisha do that. I wouldn't say quite a bit, but off and on throughout the year, where it seems like, why would you talk to your pitcher? It's a 2-2 count with nobody on. Well, it's because she didn't like something she saw, and so she had to go out there and kind of get a point across there. 2-2 pitch into left field, right at Kramer. And that is a great start for your Aggies. Not quite 3 up, 3 down, but we'll take it. On to the bottom of the first. No score. Aggies and the Longhorns coming at you here from Athens, Georgia. This is the semifinals of the SEC softball tournament from Learfield.
In 1776, a ragtag group declared a tyrant is unfit to be the ruler of a free people and began to establish their own perfect union. They were the underdogs. They didn't give up. They did not waver. They were patriots, but mostly they were rebels. Today, we rally around all Americans with the same fire under their feet, the modern-day rebel. Rebel Draft House on the corner of Church and College, Maine in the Northgate District. Here for you every day.
If there's one thing Texans like to talk about, it's barbecue. Since 1962, Cooper's has served its old-time pit barbecue cooked cowboy style over mesquite coals to hundreds of thousands. Home of the world-famous Big Chop and a plethora of other pit favorites, at Cooper's, it's all about the meat. Experience the taste of Texas Hill Country barbecue that Texans have raved about for decades. Locally Aggie-owned, nationally recognized. Cooper's old-time pit barbecue, voted best in the Brazos Valley, and proud supporter of Texas A&M athletics.
On to the bottom of the first, top-ranked Texas A&M and fifth-ranked Texas, no score. And the Aggies are going to face Mac Morgan, the senior right-hander out of Creighton, Missouri. Mac Morgan, 9-3 with a 2.95 ERA, 24th appearance of the year, 15th start, 66 in the third inning, 70 hits, 15 walks, 34 strikeouts. Opponents hitting .275 against Mac Morgan. And obviously, pitchers develop as they change schools, but if anyone knows this kid, it is the Aggies coaching staff. Mac Morgan pitched for Trisha Ford, Jeff Harger, Russ Heffley, and the Aggie staff at Arizona State her freshman season. Jeff Harger out to shake Bobby DeMayo's hand at third base. Russ Heffley going out to say hi to Chris Neighbors at first. And so it'll be Mac Morgan to face Kennedy Powell, Coco Woolley, and Maya Perez here in the bottom of the first inning. KP, first pitch is taken for a strike. 0-1, that one at 69 miles an hour. KP, the junior, is a .345 hitter with a home run and 24 runs driven in. Corners in for Texas. Pitches down, 1-1. Pretty similar fielding team to Texas A&M. The Aggies and the Longhorns field about the same number. They had the exact same number of errors coming into the game on the year, and Texas with just a few more double plays. That is outside. 2-1 the count from the right-handed pitcher to the left-handed hitter. KP yesterday 1 for 4 with that 2-run homer onto the set in right center field. Her first home run of the season. 2-1 pitch. Foul ball right side. It's Henry, Maloney, and Bennett in the outfield for Texas. Scott, Stewart, Good, and Mitchell around the infield. Atwood, one of the best catchers in the nation, behind the plate. Will do a really good job usually of limiting the running game, at least the stolen base part of the game. As a ground ball, base hit through the right side. KP's second hit of the weekend, and the Aggies have their lead runner on here in the bottom of the first. Morgan left that middle of the plate at the knees, and KP did not miss it. Just pushed it right through the right side of the infield. So each team with a hit. Each team getting their first batter of the game on base. Here's Coco Woolley. You can't be any hotter than this kid. Coco yesterday was 3 for 4 with 3 runs scored. There's a pitch. That's down and out of the zone, 1-0. Coco, the senior, is hitting .385 with 24 runs driven in. Was 5 for 9 against Tennessee and 3 for 4 yesterday. Pitch inside, misses 2-0. Aggies in their all-white uniforms with the maroon Texas A&M block across the chest and white numbers and white numbers. Texas in the burnt orange with the pinstriped white and the white script Texas across the chest. strike on the outside corner. 2-1 the count. Texas has to play the outfield back a bit, respecting the power of Ko, and then the infield has to deal with speed at first, so the middles are kind of back and the corners are way in, especially Scott at third base. That's way outside. 3-1 the count. Maya Perez on deck. No score, bottom of the first. Swing and a miss, and the count's 3-2. See what the Aggies do here with the speed at first of KP. They have been known to hit and run from time to time. Again, Reese Atwood, a very good catcher out there. Runner does not go. It's cued foul back towards home plate. Aggies in the third base dugout tonight, again, as the home team. Texas in the first base dugout. Sun is behind a few clouds here to our left. It will not show up again the rest of the evening. Lights, it's going to still take a little bit of time to take effect here. We're at 7:19 in the evening. And just a couple of clouds floating up above us. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Way outside, ball 4. 2 on, no outs for Texas A&M. Mac Morgan doesn't walk a ton of batters. That's only her 16th walk in her 67th inning. And she has set the table for Maya Perez. Maya, 450 hitter, 14 home runs, and 68 runs driven in. Those 68 RBI, folks, 4 shy of tying the school single-season record, which has stood for 43 seasons. And she had herself a day yesterday, tied the SEC tournament record with 5 runs driven in. 2 on, nobody out. And takes a strike. No score. Aggies' 2 fastest runners on base right now. Nobody out in the bottom of the first. Texas has the outfield deep, shifted a little bit to the left. Infield back. Maya fouls this one off. The catcher's glove. It knocked the catcher's glove off. That's obstruction. Thank you very much. Reese Atwood, her glove was laying 15 feet up the third base line. So that is an error on Reese Atwood, and the bases are loaded, nobody out. Yeah, Reese stuck her glove way out, and that's going to bring out the Texas pitching coach, Patty Ruth Taylor, to talk to Mac Morgan. She has caused herself a big problem. Mike White out to talk with the home plate umpire while this is going on. So that is, again, an error. It's obstruction, so the catcher glove was stuck out, and as Maya went with her swing, it hit the glove of Reese Atwood, and her glove went, what, 15 feet up the third base line. So it's technically interference if you want to kind of officially score with us at home. But the bases are loaded, nobody out. How many times did we say this yesterday? Have to capitalize on this. Texas's entire infield in the circle here. Bases loaded, nobody out, and you've got Mac Barbara at the plate. The grad student is hitting .368 on the year. 10 home runs and 58 runs driven in. Mac Barbara. The bases loaded this year, 5 for 9 with a grand slam and 14 runs driven in. Outside 1-0. Barbara yesterday in the win was 0 for 1, but 3 walks. And Tricia Ford made a point to point her out in our pregame interview, saying she was extremely unselfish, taking her walks. Strike called, 1-1. I don't know this because I didn't talk to Jeff about it, but I wonder if the Aggies are implementing the old take until you get a strike strategy. Morgan is really kind of all over right now. And she started almost every batter off with the ball. 1-1 pitch. That is down and out of the zone. 2-1. That was off the plate towards the edge of the right-handed batter's box. And a hitter's count here for Mac Barbara. Bases loaded, nobody out in the bottom of the first. And that's a strike. That one a little bit further closer to the plate. Same general location, at or below the knees, and it's called a strike. 2-2 the count to Mac. Amari's on deck. Coco's at third, KP's at second, and Maya's at first. Infield's in for Texas. Mac chops it foul off the plate. You're just checking in. Texas got a leadoff base hit, then a double play on the infield on a soft liner to Coco Woolley. And then in this inning, KP, a single through the right side. Coco drew a full count walk. Maya reached on catcher's interference. 2-2 count. to Mac Barbara. Just off the plate. Ball 3. Crowd doesn't like it, but it crossed the chalk on the right-handed batter's box. And the count is full. Nowhere to put her. Payoff pitch. Line through the left side. Base hit. They're going to send Coco. 1 run's home. Now she's going to stop, and she will get back to third just in time with Stewart guarding the bag. Coco Woolley went a third of the way and decided better against it and raced back to the base. A run scores. It's 1-0 Texas A&M. They worked back every pitch of that at-bat right there on that outer half of the plate, and she raced that through the left side. Coco Woolley was getting the go sign, then she decided to stop and go back, and she just got her lead foot sliding feet first in. So here's Amari. Bases loaded, nobody out, rips it down the line and right, it's fair. 1 run is home. 2 runs will score. They're going to hold Mac at third base. Amari running past the bag. She dives back in, safe at second. 2-run double. 3-0 Aggies. Amari attacking the first pitch, that time inner half at the knees. We told you the Aggies, a lot of them were taking the first pitch. She just lined that over the head of the drawn-in first baseman. And I think a very smart decision to not go. You got nobody out, man. Don't get a runner thrown out at the plate. Here's KK Dement. Ball 1 to the freshman. 3-0 Texas A&M. Still nobody out. Second and third for the Aggies. KK on the year, a .309 hitter, 11 homers, and 53 runs driven in. Inside 2-0. You know, you had all the talk yesterday about Maya Perez's 5 RBI day. Well, guess who rolled up 4 runs driven in yesterday? And it was this kid right here. 2-0 pitch. Driven, deep center field. Goodbye! Sailed well out of here, and KK is fired up. It's 6-0 Aggies. Cleared the fence in center by a good 10 feet. It hit the edge of the rail of the bleachers out there, right above the end in Southeastern. It was letter high, and she didn't miss it. Time called. Reese Atwood was going to go out, now going to come back. And here comes Mike White. And the Aggies are going to chase, I believe, Mac Morgan, and she did not get 1 out in this game. 6-0 the Aggies, and they still don't have an out. Pitching change for Texas. We'll be back with the new pitcher after this. This is Aggie softball from Learfield.
A&M men's tennis coach Steve Denton joined me on the Louis Bellina Show.
Probably not many people know this story, but I was down in Corpus Christi at A&M Corpus Christi for a few years, and Bill Byrne was the athletic director. And, of course, I played at Texas, and, you know, there was some question marks about a Longhorn coming to coach at Aggie Land in those days. But what I told Bill Byrne at the time was that if he gave me the opportunity to come here, that if Texas were to come calling, that I wouldn't leave. I'd stay here and continue to work with this team. And I didn't make that commitment, you know, to Bill Byrne. I didn't make it to Eric Hyman or Scott or Ross or even Trev. I made that commitment to Texas A&M. And I've looked at this as, you know, God has a little bit of a sense of humor.
Listen in weekdays 11 to 2 on the Zone, 1150 AM and 93.7 FM, thanks to CC Electric.
Cambria Salmon, freshman right-hander out of Beaumont, California, is a new pitcher for the Texas Longhorns. Salmon is making her 19th appearance of the year, 6-1 with a 2.07 earned run average, 50 2/3 innings of work, 36 hits, 18 walks, and 60 strikeouts. Opponents are hitting 198. against her. Mac Morgan with the worst outing of her career, and I'm loving it. The most runs Texas has allowed in any inning all season is 6, and the Aggies have 6, and they don't have an out here in the bottom of the first inning. So Allie Enright will, quote, lead off this pitching outing here for Salmon. 4 hits, 6 runs, 1 error, 1 walk, 6-0 Aggies. Allie swings at the first pitch and fouls it back for strike 1. The senior is hitting .284, 7 homers, 36 runs driven in. Floats in for a strike, 0-2. Shout out to Steph and Kayla Key listening in Aurora, Colorado. If there's anyone that enjoyed playing the horns as much as me, it is Steph, our longtime athletic trainer. So thanks for tuning in, guys. And let's keep it rolling. 6-0. There's your score, and there's a strike called on the outside corner to Allie Enright. So that is the first out of the bottom of the first inning. 6-0 Aggies. So 1 down. That's going to bring up Kramer. Congratulations to Kramer. She is a Texas A&M graduate getting her degree this weekend. I'm sure she'd love to celebrate that with a tournament title. Strike 1 to Kramer. On the season is hitting .269 with 14 runs driven in. Yesterday in the win over South Carolina, she was 0 for 4. Looking to kind of break out of a skid. Hit a couple balls really hard, though, in the game. She actually scored the game-ending run. And that's a strike. 0-2 the count. 6-0 Aggies. 1 out here in the bottom of the first. Aggies have thrown a massive haymaker here in this inning. Outside. I know we have had bigger innings this year, but I don't recall the Aggies jumping out this quickly on an opponent. And I'm not even talking about the no outs thing. I'm talking about, you know, a 6-run first inning. There's a 1-2 pitch to Cray. And takes a strike at the knees. Looked a little low there. That's out number 2. So back-to-back strikeouts looking here. Off the freshman Salmon. 2 down. Here's Kelsey Mathis. Yeah, that's, I mean, maybe a tiny bit below the knees, but definitely close enough. Here's the freshman out of Waco. Starts her off with a ball, just a little bit low there over the plate, 1-0. Kelsey, 4th start of the season. 8 for 13 at the plate. That's pretty good. A home run, 4 runs driven in. That's a .615 batting average. Takes down and in. 2-0. That came in at 68 miles an hour. Yesterday, Kelsey was 2 for 3 with 2 runs scored. And again, she had that huge at-bat in that inning, the 4-run second inning. She battled back in a 2-strike, 2-out at-bat to keep the inning going. Outside, 3-0. So the Aggies have batted around. They're trying to bust the scoreboard here. 10-run inning for A&M against George Washington back in late February, but that was in the 4th inning. Scrolling through the book here. There's 3-0 pitch to the right-handed hitting freshman. And takes a strike. Scored 3 against Sam Houston. They had a couple of 3-run firsts earlier in the year. There's 1 against Loyola Marymount. 5-run first here in Athens against Georgia. That's probably it for the season. Drives it right center field, and Katie Bennett will chase it down just as she crossed onto the track about 6 feet shy of the wall. Kelsey gave it a long ride there, but the Aggies will end the inning, and what a start. 6-0 Texas A&M leading 5th-ranked Texas as we head to the 2nd. We're at the SEC softball tournament in Athens. This is Aggie softball from Learfield.
No matter where I travel, one thing remains the same. Everybody loves Ford here in the Lone Star State.
The best in Texas isn't just about being the best-selling trucks. It's about you and how Ford trucks help you be at your best every day, offering the technology and capability to handle whatever the day brings. And that's why we say,
Ford is the best in Texas.
They're not just the Aggies, they're your Aggies. Customize your Wells Fargo debit card or open an account today and show your Aggie pride with every purchase. Get started at wellsfargo.com/Aggies. That's wellsfargo.com/Aggies. Wells Fargo is proud to be the official bank of Texas A&M Athletics. Copyright 2025. Wells Fargo Bank N.A. Member FDIC.
12th Man Foundation is the official fundraising organization and ticket provider for Texas A&M Athletics. Support a 75-year legacy and help shape the future of Aggie athletics by donating today at 12thmanfoundation.com. 6-0 Texas A&M leading the Texas Longhorns as we head to the top of the second inning. Congratulations to Mark Weaver and the defending national champions. They defeat UCLA today 4-2. They're on to the Elite Eight of the NCAA tournament, so congratulations to them. That'll be in Waco, right up the road. We'll keep an eye on the men's tennis team as well. Tell Evan to go take pictures. I said go take pictures. Our photog coming to visit us up here. Reese Atwood will lead it off. We'll be followed by Katie Stewart and Jolie Mitchell. Again, you cannot rest on your laurels if you're Texas A&M. How many times have the Aggies been down early in games? Maybe not 6-0, but 3, 4, something like that. Reese Atwood lines a long line drive down the line and left. It is foul. That thing hit the building. It was at least 270 down the line. It's a long strike one. But you cannot rest on your laurels. This Texas team is an extremely powerful and potent offense. And they did yesterday. Remember, they were down 5, or they were up 5, and they came back to 1. But they had a game earlier in the year. They were down big to Oklahoma. There's a strike called to Reese Atwood. They were down big to Oklahoma and Norman. They came storming back. I want to say they were down like 7 or 8 to nothing in that game. And they came back and almost won it. Outside, 1-2 to Reese Atwood. Reese, one of the best players in the entire country. First team All-SEC, announced earlier today. Atwood, a .407 hitter, 17 homers, 69 runs driven in, sends it straight up the chute on the infield. Who wants it? KK DeMent just to the right of second base. Out number 1 on the SEC's RBI leader, 1 down. One down, here's Katie Stewart, the shortstop. 364 hitter, 13 homers, and 72 runs driven in. So Katie has taken the SEC RBI lead. Apologize for that, 0-1 the count. She has 72, Reese Atwood has 69. So 2 of the top 3 RBI leaders in the conference sit on this team. That's high. 1-1 the count. And really, it doesn't mean that the bottom of the lineup can't hurt you, but it's this part right here. Jolie Mitchell after her, and then it dives off rather considerably in the bottom 3 in the lineup. Down the line and right, that's tailing into foul territory. Kelsey will give it a long run, and it'll bounce into the Texas bullpen, and it counts 1-2. Outside, 2-2. Let's say hi to our former baseball PA announcer, Rick Hill. He needs to get to work soon. Graduation is starting at Reed, but he said he's checking out the game here beforehand. Aggies and Longhorns, 6-0 Texas A&M here in the second. There's a swing and a miss. Katie Stewart goes down swinging. Out number 2 here in the second. You gotta love seeing Kennedy go right at these hitters. These are 2 of the best hitters in the entire country, and she went right at them. And you could do that with a 6-run lead. Here's Jolie Mitchell, right-handed hitting first baseman. Misses outside, ball one. Mitchell hails from Rosebud, Arkansas. Right-handed batter. She's a .405 hitter, 13 homers and 52 runs driven in. Outside. Another strike there. Count now 2 balls and 1 strike. 2 outs, nobody on here in the second inning. 6-0 Texas A&M. Line down the line and right is tailing into foul territory. Long run for Kelsey Mathis, and she makes the catch just before she gets to the tarp. That would have been right where Dax Lee and the field crew were hanging out back at Davis Diamond. 1-2-3 go the Longhorns. Middle of 2, 6-0 Aggies lead it. Back after this is Aggie softball from Learfield.
Imagine waking up each morning to friendly faces and graceful surroundings. Imagine a full-service lifestyle with no large entry fee or buy-in. Imagine uncompromising hospitality and dedicated service. Imagine exceptional senior living. Imagine Park at Traditions. Voted Best of the Brazos winner for independent living, assisted living, memory care, and senior living. Learn more and connect with us at parkattraditions.com.
If you are push mowing your yard using an inefficient lawn tractor, or your current zero-turn spends more time in the shop than mowing your grass, it's time you look at a Hustler zero-turn lawnmower. Residential mowers from Hustlers are built like tanks and drive like sports cars. All Hustler mowers have fabricated welded steel decks. Don't settle on cheap units with flimsy stamped decks from big box stores. Come see KOC Outdoors at kocoutdoors.com, or come see our new dealership on Highway 21 today.
To the bottom of the second inning here in Athens. 6-0 Texas A&M leading the Texas Longhorns. The winner will get top seed and regular season champion Oklahoma. The Sooners rallied from 5 runs down to walk off Arkansas moments before we started our game. Game is scheduled for tomorrow at 4 p.m. Aggies or Texas against Oklahoma. As of now, we anticipate that that game will stay where it is. There is weather forecast for tomorrow, so let's do this. Let's win today and then worry about when tomorrow's game starts. How about that? 6-0 A&M, but off to a good start here. And clearly you want to get greedy when you get a big lead like this, but if you have some possible way to end this game early, which would be an incredible feat, then you save pitching for tomorrow.
Leading off the bottom of the inning, back to top of number 1, Kennedy Powell.
Back to the top of the order to start off the second. Here's KP, singled through the right side and scored in that first inning. Strike on the outside corner. Texas leads the all-time series 26-23. They have won 5 of the last 6 meetings between these two schools. But what a super regional last year. KP lines it into right field, but hit it right at Bennett. 1 out. Hit it on the screws, man. Here's Coco, walked and scored in the first. A text from our good buddy Amanda Scarborough, who's, what is that, 1, 2, 3 booths down to our right. Sent me a note, I think TV ran it. That's 6-run first by the Aggies as Coco takes a strike. Most scored in the first inning by any team all time in the SEC tournament. And Jeff Harger having a word with Bobby DeMeo over at third base. So this zone is moving around now. Robbie Guest's zone is floating a bit. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. Robbie, good umpire too. We had him at Auburn at least, if not somewhere at home. But the zone seems to have gotten a little bit bigger. I don't really think he was squeezing Mac Morgan in the first inning. I just don't think she could locate close enough to get it. Here's a 1-1 pitch. Little flare off the end of the bat of Coco Woolley into left field. Stay hot, Co. She has been on base every single time in this tournament. Single, single, error, single, walk, single. Here's Maya. Reached on the catcher's interference in the first and scored on the Amari Harper double. Coco Woolley at first has some speed. As you know, changeup floats in low for a ball, 1-0. Last year in the Super Regional, the Aggies won the opener 6-5. They lost the second game 9-8 in 9 innings, and then lost 6-5 in the finale. And Maya Perez, this kid at the plate, had a career-changing at-bat in that Super Regional. That's a strike. Very limited action for Maya last year with Trinity Cannon at first base and the bats the Aggies had. And they pinch hit her in that seventh inning of that game 3, and she hit a 3-run bomb to center, and it really kind of completely switched her mindset. Change up, hard ground ball to second. One play to first, threw it wide. Hits the front of the Texas dugout. Coco will round third and stay right there. I need to see that on replay because it looked like a routine throw from second, but the first baseman just, I don't know what happened there. It just kind of like, it looked like it went right by her, at least from our angle. Wow, what is she doing? I don't know if she wasn't expecting the throw or not. The second baseman just threw it to first, and at the last minute, the first baseman went, oh, and kind of reached, and didn't have to reach very far. I think that's an error on her, man. It didn't look like a bad throw at all from where we were, and that's going to bring Steve Singleton out of the dugout and talk to his team and try to calm them down. The only thing I can think of is that Mitchell was not expecting the ball to come to her. Like, maybe they were going to go to second to get the lead out. Yeah, that's an error on the first baseman for sure. That is, I don't think I've seen that all year. I really don't. So first and third, one out, and once again, a miscue opens the door, and Steve Singleton still talking with his team in the circle. Not to the pitcher, but to everybody else. And I'm not in the huddle, but I wonder if it's one of those, hey, do you guys want to be here or not? I mean, because that was a very weird play. You know, the catcher interference in the first inning, that kind of stuff happens from time to time. But very, very strange play there. It should be 2 outs, runner at second, but now it's first and third, and now you got to pitch to Mack, who had an RBI single to start the scoring in the first inning. 6-0 Texas A&M. First and third, here's Mack. And she takes a strike. Mack is now hitting .372 on the season, looking to bump that RBI total up to 60. Field is in a bit. Second base back a bit, trying to cover the bag. That's off the plate. 1-1. So again, you got speed at third, and knowing Ko, she's going to come on contact. Unless it's just hit really hard at somebody and she picks that up, she's coming. And so the corners have to come in a bit. The middles, the shortstop's about even with the baseline, but the second baseman shading towards second base bag. Mack takes a strike, belt high on the outer half, 1-2. There's the shrug of the shoulders. Mack never thinks the ball is a called strike. I love it. Takes hitting so passionately, does Mac Barbara. It's a 1-2. Chopped to short, coming home is Coco. They'll go to first to get the out. It's 7-0. And the second baseman was jumping up and down, hoping that she'd get the ground ball. I don't know why the shortstop didn't look at second with Maya Perez running. Thank you, we'll take the run. It's 7-0. Again, a very interesting, probably need to see the replay on it, but a very interesting decision there by the shortstop, Stewart. So runner at second, 2 outs. Here's Amari, 2-run double to score Coco and Maya in the first inning. And she takes a strike right down the pipe. Amari, one of the best 2-out hitters on the team. Changeup floats in well high at the helmet almost. came in so slow it didn't register on the scoreboard. 1-1 the count to the Aggies' first baseman, one of the most versatile players on this team. We've seen her at second, we've seen her in right, we've seen her at first. That is up and in, 2-1. Heavy diet of rise balls here against Amari, and they're coming in. You know, by the time the catcher catches them, they're just above the Texas A&M on the Aggie chest, and so she's letting them go. And Kei Dement's on deck. 2 outs. Another run home for the Aggies here in the second. Amari ground ball up the middle, base hit, and they're going to send the runner. Here comes Maya. The throw to the plate is not in time. She scores standing up. 8-0 Texas A&M on the RBI single by Amari. Keep it going. So the Aggies cash in the error. They cash in what I think was a mental error for Texas. And here's Kei Dement, who had a 3-run homer in the first inning. Scored Amari and Mack. KK's 12th of the season. She now has 56 runs driven in. Cambria Salmon, the freshman, in the circle. KK drives it. Deep center field. How about another one? Two jacks for the freshman. 10-0 Texas A&M. Have a day. That one landed a couple rows into the bleachers in center field. A mistake pitch right down Broadway, right about belt high. And KK did not miss it. That's number 13 on the season. KK is one shy of the team lead in home runs. Only the 3rd home run allowed this year by Salmon. And Reese Atwood out to talk to her freshman pitcher. Hunting, first pitch. You just had a pitcher give up an RBI single, and she'd been struggling a bit, and Kei Dement hunting it, waiting, and just crushed it. That home run for KK, 238 feet off the bat. The first one, by the way, 242 feet off the bat. Ball 1 to Allie Enright. 4 runs home in the inning, 10-0 Texas A&M. They've hit double digits again. 19th time this season. 1-1 now the count to Allie, who struck out in the first. She's the first batter to see this pitcher, Cambria Salmon. Texas just honestly looks like they do not want to be here right now. Change up, catches the outside corner, 1 and 2. But again, if you're Texas A&M, you can't take your foot off the gas pedal. And that's one thing this coaching staff's going to look for. They're looking for body language. They're looking for, you know, oh, well, that's okay. There's a standard. You always hear Tricia Ford talk about the Aggie softball standard, and they need to play at a certain level. 1-2, Allie fouls it back. And that's what they're going to be looking for is, you know, yes, you're up 10-0. You're feeling great, but you can't get complacent. You have to keep that foot going. You have a team in the other dugout that is reeling hard here. You have to make them pay. Lined up the middle, base hit. Allie Enright with a rocket just to the right of second base. Hit number 8 of the game already for Texas A&M. We're not out of the second inning yet. And here's Mike White. He's going to talk with Robbie Guest. tell you what, if you're A&M, I don't know. I know Tricia. She's not going to just say, oh, well. But I think if you're A&M, you have to seriously consider maybe putting someone else in the circle and resting Emily for tomorrow a little bit. We'll see. But she also has a chance to pick up a victory today. That's it for Cambria Salmon. New pitcher coming in for Texas will be Citlali Gutierrez. And we'll give you her numbers when we return. It's all Aggies, 10-0 in the second inning here in Athens. We're back after this. This is Aggie softball from Learfield.
Ford and Texas go hand in hand. It's the only way to drive across the promised land.
Hand in hand. In a Ford SUV, it means traveling the road together. Whether the highway is smooth or the road gets rough, Ford SUVs offer the technology, capability, and the confidence to see you through. And that's why we say,
Ford is the best in Texas.
Howdy, Ags. This is Ivy Robinson, host of Answering the Call, the official podcast of the 12th Man Foundation. I'm here to bring you an insider's perspective of Texas A&M athletics through conversations with coaches, athletes, and other key figures who power our programs. Get exclusive insights every week on your favorite podcast platform or visit 12th.info/podcast to tune in today. Thanks and gig 'em.
Nothing. Texas A&M still hitting here in the bottom of the second inning. And the third pitcher of the game coming in, Citlali Gutierrez. Sid is a junior out of Stamford, Texas, Stamford, on the year. 10-1 with a 2.23 ERA. This is her 29th appearance. Most of them out of the pen. 75 in a third innings, 56 hits. 30 runs, 30 walks, 66 strikeouts. Opponents hitting .205 against her. I just don't know what to say about this. This is pretty insane. Just soak it in. But we are only in the second inning. You can tell I've been around this coaching staff for too long, right? They're up 10-0. Yeah. Got to close it out. Here's Kramer, 2 outs. Runner at first is Allie Enright, and the first pitch is a strike from Sid. Citlali did pitch yesterday. She actually picked up the win in relief against the Rebels. 3 innings, 2 hits, no runs in Texas's 7-6 victory. Kramer swings and misses. Maybe got a piece of that. 0-2 the count. Off left side. Texas A&M attempting to make its first ever appearance in the SEC Tournament Championship game. Oklahoma awaiting that tomorrow. Ball. Outside and low, 1-2. If you are checking in with us, Texas A&M getting an RBI single from Mac Barbara, 2-run double Amari Harper, 3-run homer by Kei Morimoto. Back to back in the first inning. It was 6-0 before Texas could blink. It's outside, 2-2. In this inning, RBI ground out Mac Barbara, RBI single Amari Harper, 2-run homer Kei Morimoto. 10-0 Aggies. Rips it foul, right side does Kramer. Turned on an inside pitch there. Next half inning we'll go over the SEC awards. They came out earlier today. The Aggies and Texas are the 2 most highly represented teams on the list. Go over those next half inning. That's driven in the air to right center field. That's hit pretty well Back at the wall, and it's off the very top of the wall. It stays in the park. 1 run scores. Kramer into third with a triple, and I might want to review that if I'm the Aggies. I can't tell if it got out or not. It hit the very top of the wall. Going up to try to catch it was Maloney. Kramer Eshte just missing her first home run of the season. 11-0 Texas A&M. Oh, man, one of the kids had her hand out over the fence. And I don't think the ball was going to go out of the park, though. It looks like it was going to hit right at the top of the fence. But it hit the kid's hand and knocked the kid's hat off of her hand. So it's going to be a triple for Kramer. Again, I think she reached over, so I don't think it was going to leave the park. 0-1 the count to Kelsey. Swing and a miss, and the count's 0-2. For Cray, that's her third triple of the season. Outside, 1-2. So the Aggies sent 9 to the plate in the first. They've sent 9 to the plate here in the second. That's down and in. We're already pushing a season high in runs, our Texas A&M. And we're not out of the second inning yet. Popped up left side of the infield, and the third baseman will make the catch for out number 3. But another massive inning for your Aggies. 5 runs home. It's an 11-0 lead for Texas A&M as we head to the third here in Athens. Back after this is Aggie softball from Learfield.
If you're searching for the best burgers in the game, find them at Twin Peaks all month long. It's National Hamburger Month, and these seasoned, smashed, and seared burgers are waiting to be discovered. Pair that with a happy hour unlike any other. Whatever your preference, Twin Peaks has everything from tequila cocktails and an extensive bourbon category to top-shelf spirits and cocktails served over ice balls. Local craft beers and handcrafted whiskey cocktails round out an adventurous drink menu second to none. And don't forget about our 29-degree drafts. Twin Peaks, eats, drinks, scenic views.
Stay at a new fan favorite, Hotel McCoy, where every room opens to a 2-acre outdoor courtyard, fully stocked bar with handcrafted cocktails, local beer and wine, on-site restaurant, a saltwater pool, pickleball, life-size chess, arcade games, shuffleboard, foosball, and so much more. Before and after the game, come and see why Hotel McCoy has quickly become a top destination to stay and play in the heart of Aggieland. Off Highway 6 in South College Station. Use code Aggie Radio for a discounted rate at hotelmccoy.com.
KWBC, College Station, Texas. This is Willie, 98.7 and 1550.
This copyrighted broadcast is an exclusive presentation of Learfield under the broadcasting rights granted by Texas A&M University. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the expressed written consent of the university and Learfield. Announcers are provided by Learfield and approved by the university.
Integ, the official printer of Texas A&M Athletics, provides customer solutions for all your game-time promotional products, wearables, signs, print, and direct mail needs, all within one team of skilled players. Learn more about their winning culture and playbook of services at integdoes.com. Integ says, Gig 'em Aggies. It's 3-1 baseball leading Missouri in the third inning in Bluebell Park back home in Aggie land. It's 11-0 here. Texas A&M leading the 5th-ranked and 3rd-seeded Longhorns. We're in the top of the third inning. Ball 1 to Katie Simmons, the designated player for Texas. Simmons is a right-handed hitter, a senior out of Humble at Atascocita High. 253 hitter, 4 homers, 17 runs driven in. 2-0 the count. It's an interesting strategy now if you're Trisha Ford and the Aggies, because you're you're still pitching the game as you would normally, but you could probably be a lot more aggressive. Sky-high pop-up right on top of home plate. Mac Barber trying to get to it. Makes the play. That's a heck of a play, folks. That straight-up pop-up behind home plate gets a hug from Kennedy Powell and the fist pump from Amari Harper. This is a kid that hadn't played catcher in 3 years. Out number one. Mike White's going to go to the bench and get a pinch hitter. Shylon Brister, a freshman. Eight for 35 at the plate this year, 27th appearance, 229 hitter with 5 runs driven in. That's high. Again, if you're Texas and if you're A&M right now, the way this game is going, it's not over, but it's basically been decided. So maybe you get a chance to get some kids in that wouldn't normally get some action in a big setting here. 2-0 the count to Brister, right-handed batter. It's just a very interesting, let's throw the word Texas out of it. Like, I'm not talking about the Longhorns in the other dugout. I'm just talking in general. You're up 11 runs. Strike on the outside corner. Or if you're Texas, you're down 11 runs. What do you do with this game? And we told you before the game, yes, it's a pride thing. I'm not talking about that when I say it doesn't matter. But both of these team seedings are not going to be affected by the outcome of this game. It's foul back. So how do you play it? Do you get some kids some ABs in a tournament postseason type situation against a rival and see how they do, or do you stick with your starters? I don't know. It's a very interesting question. Foul back. 1 out here in the top of the third. Aggies up 11-0 over Texas. Fouled off on the right side. Texas with 7 All-SEC awards. The pitch. Just misses below the knees, and the count is full. Actually had 9 awards. They had 7 players recognized at all SEC. I know that look. Coach isn't happy with that strike. 3-2 pitch into right field, and Kelsey's there for out number 2. Soft line drive there. Texas led everyone in the conference with all SEC awards. There are 2 teams of SEC awards. So there's a first team and a second team. They're not by position. They're about 21 players per team. Texas had 7 combined. Here's Katie Bennett, the ACU transfer, the left-handed hitting right fielder. 271 hitter with 11 runs driven in and 9 stolen bases. And will call time and step off the rubber. Reese Atwood, Tegan Cavan, Jolie Mitchell, and Mia Scott, all first-team All-SEC for Texas. And then 3 second-team selections. Caden Henry, Ashton Maloney, and Katie Stewart. Strike 1 to Bennett. Reese Atwood and Ashton Maloney also making it to the all-defensive team in the SEC. So 9 awards, 7 honorees, tops among all SEC teams. That's down 1-1. The Aggies, if you didn't see earlier, had 5 players named to the All-SEC team. 2 first-teamers, Emily Kennedy, of course, and Maya Perez. 1-1 pitch grounded to second, and KK Dement will throw her out. It's a quick 1-2-3 inning. The second-teamers for your Aggies, Coco Woolley, Amari Harper, and Mac Barber. So congratulations to all of those Aggies who made All-SEC this season. On to the bottom of the third, 11-0. Top-ranked Aggies lead, number 5, Texas. This is Aggie softball from Learfield.
When you need a plumber, you need someone who offers every service in the book. That's Ed Phillips Plumbing. From faucets and sinks to toilet, backflows, and everything in between, Ed Phillips Plumbing has been serving the Brazos Valley for the past 20 years and is the only plumber offering perma-liner trenchless pipe repair. No more messy excavations. And great customer service isn't just a promise, it's a guarantee every single time. Ed Phillips Plumbing, your real 24-hour plumber, day or night. Visit edphillipsplumbing.com, your solution to everything plumbing.
Wake up and find out what's going on with the Zone. Sign up for the Zone All Access newsletter at zone1150.com. Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. Start your day with the guests for TexAgs Live, the Louis Bellina Show, and Chip Howard Sports Talk. Plus, get the latest programming news and notes, contest signups and reminders, and find out when and where your favorite teams play. It's the Zone All Access newsletter. The Zone All Access newsletter. And you can sign up now at zone1150.com. That's zone1150.com.
At Texas A&M, our goal is to build champions, and we need you, the 12th man, to be a part of that like never before by joining us in our official NIL partner, Texas Aggies United. Join today at TexasAggiesUnited.com and help build the best NIL program in the country. 11-0, Texas A&M. The Aggies set a SEC tournament record yesterday with 12 runs. They now have 11 in 2 innings. Back to the top of the order, Kennedy Powell. A&M 11 runs, 9 hits, no errors. Texas no runs, 1 hit and 2 errors in the game. It has led to 6 unearned runs. So KP will lead it off. She's 1 for 2 with a single and a run scored. I'm looking here to see if I can find some defensive changes here for Texas. Mike White talking with Holly Rowe down on the field here in between the innings. Okay, Brister's going to stay at second. New second baseman. Third baseman. Yeah, 9. Mitchell moved over, it looks like. Let's see what Texas did here. Let's see here. So 9's at third, so that's Mitchell. Stewart's still there. That's short. 11 is at second. And 40, number 4, 44? Yeah, 44 is at first base. Fans enjoy tremendously when we do the live lineup updates in real time here. Bring them all the data they need. We'll go over them in just a sec. Outside to KP, ball 1. She's led off all 3 innings today. So Mitchell moves from first to third. Brister will stay in the game and play second base. And 44 Simmons, the DP, will play first. Will pop up in foul territory to third base, and it's squeezed for out number 1. That'll bring up Coco Woolley. Strike 1 to Coe. Walked and singled in the game, has scored 2 runs. She has 5 runs scored in this tournament. In her career, she is hitting nearly 500 in this tournament, 10 for 21, with 5 runs scored, 4 runs driven in. It's a ball, 1-1 the count. Once again, Coco's second team All-SEC selection. Congratulations to her. Slow roller, third base charges. Throw to first is in time. Got her by a half step. Kind of a slap there. Let's see if the Aggies want to challenge it. Tricia might. She's going to take a look at this here as Chris Neighbors will come over and address the crowd.
Ruling on the field is that the batter is out at first base. Texas A&M is challenging the ruling. Please go to the front room.
And you might wonder, why are you challenging? You're up 11-0. Well, you need as many runs as you can. Now you have to finish this game safe. Yeah, she beat it, I think, don't you? Yeah. The ball is just starting to hit the back of the glove as her heel touches. This might be a little closer than that, actually. Yeah, it depends in the umpire's discretion what is considered the ball being caught, because you see it barely touch the glove right as their foot touches the bag, and then the glove starts to move backwards. Here comes.
After review, the play at first base has changed. The runner is safe.
I think that so that's going to be a single to third base, and Coco has 2 hits. I think really it comes in the discretion of what is considered a catch. Where is the ball considered in the glove there? So runner at first, 1 out. Here's Maya. Has reached on 2 errors today. Catcher's interference and a very strange missed throw at first base. And she scored twice. That's a ball. Texas A&M is playing their 28th game of the season against a ranked opponent. They're 19-8 this year. This is the 18th game of the year against a top 10 team, folks. Outside, 2-0. And the Aggies are 9-6 this year against top 10 teams. And then when you dive into the RPI, this is where you start. You've heard us talk all year about the Aggies' resume is outstanding. The Aggies, there's no hole in the resume. And when you start diving in the numbers, the Aggies have a very, very strong argument for the overall #1 seed in the tournament. 3-0 to Maya. Yes, they're ranked #1, but put that aside for a second. If you go into the numbers, the Aggies have the #1 RPI in the nation. They have 10 top 10 wins. That is second only to Oklahoma, who has 11. They have 18 top 25 RPI wins, which is the most in the country. And Maya walks. First and second now, 1 out. Jeff Harger's going to go get a pinch runner at first base. Maya pointing to her chest there. I think she wants to run, but that's okay. You come back in the dugout. Let's scout for a. Scout will go pitch run at first. Congratulations, by the way, to Scout, SEC Community Service Team honoree. That came out yesterday. So she will run at first base. 33rd appearance of the year for Scout Lovell. Here's Mack. 1 for 2 in the game with a run scored and 2 runs driven in. 11-0 Aggies. Pushing for more here. 2 on, 1 out. Outside, 1-0. So again, Oklahoma won the SEC. It is possible that if the Aggies hold on and win this game, and the committee might award the #1 overall seed to tomorrow's winner. I do think they do factor in conference championships. I think that has to carry some weight, and that's Oklahoma. It's a swing and a miss, 1-1. But I think, honestly, if this score holds, or if the result, I guess is what I mean to say, holds, it's going to be A&M and Oklahoma as 1 and 2 in some order, whatever that may be in the NCAA tournament. Outside, 2-1 the count to Mac Barber. You got Coco at second and Scout at first. Again, for the Aggies, that's fine, whatever. They're not worried about what number they get. I think the number they wanted was anything higher than 9. 1 to 8 would give them a home super regional if they're able to get through a regional. Popped up into center. Maloney will make the catch. Coco is going. There's a throw to third. Head first slide, safe. Maloney's throw was to the left field side of third, and Coco forcing the issue there. And both runners move up. Aggression, aggression, aggression is the name of this A&M game. So 2 outs, and here's Amari, who has 3 RBIs and 2 runs scored in the game. She's 2 for 2 with a double. 2 outs, 11-0 Aggies here in the third. Ball 1 outside. That selection show, by the way, will be on Sunday at 6 o'clock back home, 6 o'clock ESPN2. And again, the Aggies are going to be either #1 or #2. There's no other scenario that really makes any logical sense. Outside, 2-0. Regional would begin on Friday, May the 16th at Davis Diamond. And the Aggies win that. Their Super Regional will begin the following weekend. Strike call to Amari, 2-1. Amari swings and drives it. And that is way out of here. Both outfielders turn and watch it go. It's an absolute bomb from Amari Harper. The extra point is good. It's 14-0, Texas A&M. Right down the pipe, and Amari did not miss it. Home run number 6 of the season, and that's going to be it for Citlali Gutierrez. Pitching change number 4 for Texas. 2 outs here in the third. We'll take the break. Aggies up 14-0. This is Aggie softball from Learfield.
Just like your home decor and the paint color on your walls, the flooring in your home is an expression of you. At Zwerneman Flooring, our goal is simple, that every individual client express their style with the very best in flooring, selections, price, and service. Whether you're in need of carpet, tile, or wood, Zwerneman Flooring can create a unique floor made just for you. Call Zwerneman Flooring at 776-2800. Express yourself with Zwerneman Flooring. Click zfloors.net.
If you missed TexAgs Live, you missed this.
But we have 3 top 3 series wins in the last couple weeks. You know, I feel like we're going to be like a 2 or 3 seed in someone's regional, and they're going to be like, hell, this stinks. That reminds me of my senior year. We had TCU come to our regional in College Station as a 3 seed, and they won the regional, and they were like the best team by far. And you're like, how are these dudes a 3 seed? I feel like the Aggies are going to be like that this year. They're going to go to someone's regional, and everyone's going to be like, oh no, like how in the world is this team in our regional?
It's TexAgs Live, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. on The Zone.
Sophia Simpson, the new pitcher for Texas, a senior out of Mont Bellevue, went to Barbers Hill High School. Just 2 1/3 innings of work this season, 4th appearance. No record, 18 earned run average. 6 hits, 6 earned runs in 2 1/3 innings. Opponents hitting .462 against Sophia Simpson. How about 3 home runs in the game for the Aggies? KK DeMent, 2 of them. Amari Harper, 1 of them. And KK DeMent has tied a tournament record with these 2 home runs. If she somehow left the yard in this at-bat, that would be a new SEC tournament record. 14 runs is a new SEC tournament record by any team. And the Aggies are 1 run away from tying the most runs scored ever by any team in a tournament. Florida scored 27 runs in 2013. The Aggies have 26 runs here in 2025, and they're only in the 3rd inning of their 2nd game. Ball 1 to KK DeMent. Two outs, 3 runs home in the inning. Off-speed pitch misses at 54 miles an hour, 2-0. KK DeMent has stepped up in huge moments for this Aggie program. Swing and a miss, 2-1. Kind of lost in the 2 home runs if you think about it. She has 5 RBIs. That ties the tournament single game record, which has been set a couple of times, which Maya tied yesterday with 5. Swing and a miss, 2-2. In fact, KK DeMent now has 9 runs driven in this tournament. I'm gonna look that up. I'm sure it's more than 9, but we're gonna see what that record is in an SEC tournament. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that'll do it for Texas A&M, but they just continue to keep their foot on the gas pedal. 3 more home. 14-0 Texas A&M as we're on to the 4th inning here in Athens. This is the SEC softball tournament semifinals from Learfield.
Howdy, this is Amanda Hernandez, Assistant Athletics Director for Student Athlete Engagement. As the Bank of Doing, an official sponsor of Texas A&M, Wells Fargo is supporting our student athletes on and off the field. With interactive financial health curriculum and empowerment resources, Wells Fargo has a game plan for the full student athlete experience, from their first semester on campus through graduation. Learn more about what Wells Fargo is doing to put people and communities first by visiting wellsfargo.com/impact.
Prosperity Bank has welcomed many customers whose banks have moved on over the years. Prosperity believes in taking care of customers for the long term. And they must be doing something right, because Newsweek just named Prosperity Bank as one of the best regional banks in America, and Money.com acknowledged them as best overall bank in Texas. If you're looking for a bank with deep roots in our community and national recognition for outstanding banking services, come to Prosperity. They'll be here when you need them. Member FDIC.
Comprehensive coverage of college baseball and softball all season long. Tune to SiriusXM College Sports Radio, channel 374 in the car and on the all-new SiriusXM app. Cheer along online with the app and listen to your favorite team anywhere. Get a free trial today at SiriusXM.com/SEC Radio 2025. Defensive change for Texas A&M. Kramer Eshte is out of the game. Kelsey Mathis has moved to left field. Now in the game in right field is Frankie Brajel, the freshman out of Danbury. And then a new catcher for Texas A&M is Grayson Colvin, the junior out of Hanford, California, will come in and play. So Kelsey's in left, Allie's in center, and Frankie's in right. Shout out to the field crew and Dax Lee. They are probably virtually holding up their Frankie fatheads down the right field line as we speak. Rest of the infield is the same all the way around, and Grayson's behind the plate. Kennedy back in the circle. She has been very efficient so far. 37 pitches through 3 innings, so not a big workload for her, but I suspect, I can't see the bullpen, I suspect the Aggies have somebody kind of heated up down there if needed, but to me, the way she's pitching, just let her go. Top of the order, Ashton Maloney, who has the only hit of the game for Texas. It was the first batter of the game. Fouled off left side for strike one. How long ago does that feel, man? Game began, first pitch of the game, Maloney lined it into left field off of Emily Kennedy. And you're like, oh, here we go. And then the next batter, Caden Henry, hit into a little line drive double play, a little floater behind the circle. Coco caught it, threw to first to double off Maloney. And that Maloney was the last and only batter to get to the plate, or to get to base all game. 1-1 now the count. Ems retired. Let's see, if you count the double play as 2, 3, 9 in a row. Retired, 9 outs. It's 8 batters, but 9 outs in a row. Slap to third off the glove of Kennedy Powell, who was charging over towards the circle, and it kicks into the middle of the infield. And we'll see how they score that. I think that's a ball she needs to probably get, even though she's playing in a bit. We're going to give Texas an infield single on that. Was hit hard. I don't think it sounded like it was an easy routine play, but one we've seen her make quite a bit. Line down the line and left. That is foul for strike one off the bat of Caden Henry. Henry hit into that double play. She's 0 for 1 today. Aggies 6 runs in the first, 5 in the second, 3 in the third. Trisha Ford has the Aggies 6 outs away from their first ever SEC Tournament Championship game appearance. 1-1 as that one's up. Take a look at Texas's resume for the NCAA tournament. Again, it's a very good one. They are, I think, going to be a top 8 seed. They are sitting right in that ballpark. I think definitely on the good side of it. That's high. 2-1. Softball America has been doing, I wouldn't call them daily bracket updates, but what they're doing is seeding updates and sort of like last 4 in, that kind of stuff. Cued off the end of the bat towards the circle. Kennedy reaches out, turns, throws to first, not in time. Just a little bit of a excuse me, check swing bleeder in front of the circle. Nothing anyone could do about that. And so 2 on, nobody out for Texas here in the 4th. That'll bring up Mia Scott. Softball America, as of this morning, had Texas as a number 6 seed in the tournament. They were the number 1 seed last year. Here's Scott, lined out to left field to end the 1st. Change up, checked her swing, it's a ball. 2 on, nobody out for Texas, 14-0 Aggies. That's down. Texas, number 8 in the RPI. They have 5 top 10 RPI wins. They have 16 top 25 RPI wins. Strength of schedule of 20, which is good. Their non-conference strength of schedule is going to hurt them, though. There's a change-up strike on the outside corner, 2-1. Their non-conference strength of schedule right now is 103. That's going to be the biggest knock on their resume. But in this league, Texas obviously is going to have a very, very good resume. Hit the center. Allie Enright racing back, makes the catch. Runner's trying to go to third. That's a good throw. The tag, safe. Just got there in time. Ashton Maloney slides in just under the tag. Allie was kind of going back a little bit as she caught it and threw, I don't want to say threw off her back foot, but she definitely wasn't set and moving forward on the throw. Still got it all the way to third base. It's out number 1. Here's Reese Atwood. Popped up to second base in the 2nd inning. Runners at the corners, 1 out. Caden Henry at first, 28 stolen bases to lead the team. Aggies probably just give her the base if she goes. We'll see. And first pitch just low, I suspect. 1-0. Talk about Softball America's bracketology. Again, this is just a projection. As of this morning, D1 Softball had one, but they haven't been updating it day to day. They have Texas A&M as the number 1 national seed based off of what the committee has done historically with resumes. They tend to be very metric heavy. The 1-1 pitch. Runner's going. Throw down is cut off in front of the bag. Safe at second is Caden Henry. The pitch was a ball. 2-1 the count. Hey, Caden Henry gets her 29th stolen base of the season. Softball America, Texas A&M, number 1 seed in the tournament. Oklahoma 2, Arkansas 3, Florida 4. Line drive through the left side, base hit. And that ball is booted by Kelsey Mathis in left as she tried to run up to get it. And both runs will score. 14-2, our new score. Mike White probably going to send the runner anyways, but Kelsey kind of overran it a little bit, and it just rolled up her glove. And Texas with a 2-run single by Reese Atwood to get on the board. There's Katie Stewart. Struck out in the 2nd. 1 out, runner at first is Reese Atwood. Ball 1 outside. And we talk about the power of this league. Time called. Mike White is going to call the runner over. He's going to get a pinch runner. Okay. Reese Atwood's going to come out. Talk about the power of this SEC, folks. This is just a projection by one of the publications that covers the sport. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of the top 8 seeds in the tournament in the SEC. Adea Wallace will pinch run at first base. Fouled off. 1-1 to count. Wallace on the year has 5 stolen bases. We'll see if they send her. Again, you're 14-2. If you're Texas, you're chasing 5 runs. You need 5 runs to keep this game going. If you're the Aggies, you want no part of playing anything more than 5 innings at this point. Foul back. 1-2 the count. So in this Softball America projection, Texas A&M 1, Oklahoma 2, Arkansas 3, Florida 4. Florida State, who the Aggies beat twice in Tallahassee, the number 5 national seed, and according to them, the only non-SEC team seated in the top 8, fouled off. They hold it 1-2. Texas 6, Tennessee 7, South Carolina 8. And then the other SEC teams in the pool, LSU 9, Alabama 14. So they've got 9 SEC teams hosting. That's outside, 2-2. And that's pretty much, I think, what's going to happen. I think the SEC is going to host 9 regionals. This is just a projection, but this has the Aggies matched up with Virginia Tech as a 1/16 super regional. Foul ball right side. That's high. Count is full. Runner at first, 1 out, 2 runs home for Texas here in the top of the 4th. Way high, ball 4. Jolie Mitchell to the plate. I wonder here, and I didn't talk to Tricia about it before the game, with the score of this magnitude, you wonder if Emily can get to the stretch of lefties at the 9-1-2-3 spot. Do you bring in like a Kate Munnerlyn, which is a lot slower and has a really disgusting changeup, but that's still 3 batters away. Here's Jolie Mitchell. Strike called. She fouled out to right field back in the 2nd inning. 14-2 Aggies here in the 4th. Swing and a miss. Chase one way off the plate. And the count's 0-2. Oh-2 pitch. Fouled off the end of the bat to the right side. Aggies in the bottom of the 4th. It's the first time they didn't bat around in an inning. It's the 3rd. It'll be 7, 8, and 9 due up. Looks like Amanda Scarborough and the ESPN crew found the puppy out in left field. Just made TV. Cued foul right side. He's tucked in behind his, or in front of his family, between the family and the chain link fence out there. I noticed him when we were sitting out there past left field during the Oklahoma game. Completely got distracted for the next 10 minutes. Here's the 0-2 pitch. This is outside, 1-2. Emily throwing quite a bit more pitches than you'd like to see her throw at this point. She's in around 60, 65, give or take. That's not bad, but need her to be a little more efficient if she can here to get out of this inning. 1-2. Just misses. That's a ball. That's off the plate on the replay. It was a good location, but it was definitely low and out. 2-2 the count. That pitch misses inside. That's down as well, and the count is full, 3-2. I think at this point you just challenge her. Make her beat you. Being a little too fine maybe here. 3-2 pitch. Foul back. And right at her that time. Outer half. Jolie Mitchell battling here, the Texas third baseman. Three-2. Grounded to short. Coco Woolley takes a high hop, goes to KK for 1, throw to first, not in time. That was an incredibly quick turn by KK DeMint to make that play at first even close. 2 outs now, runners at the corners. That was a very funky high hop as it got to Coco. And KK DeMint at second no sooner got the ball that she immediately had transferred it and was making the throw. That's a heck of a play at second.
Batting the designated player number 24, Kei Morimoto.
Aggies do get a second out here. Here's Simmons, 0 for 1 in the game. Swing and a miss, strike one. Blew it right by her at 71 miles an hour. (14-2) Texas A&M. If you're checking in with us, we're in the top of the fourth. Foul back. 0-2 the count. I believe that is a season high in runs scored for the Aggies. I'll check that in the break. Almost certainly is. They had 13 a couple of times. I don't think they've gotten to 14. 0-2. Pop foul coming back towards us. Echo in the TV booth again? No? Okay. Got to watch out, those TV people. We had Amanda duck out of the way of a pitch or a foul ball a couple days ago. And then Tori Vidalis tried to go over the set to catch Kennedy Powell's home run yesterday. Foul back. Couldn't make it. I was teasing Tori. I said, that's extra effort. I said, you can't give you an error on that. She's like, thank you. And you got Alyssa Lang diving off the desk to the right there to get out of the way of the ball. So Tori trying to help out her teammates out there. 0-2 pitch. Down. Well down. About shoot top high. 1-2 the count. How cool is it to have two Aggies sitting here in the media section? Fly ball to right. Frankie's coming in. Makes the catch. So the Aggies give up a pair of runs, but they hang on to that large lead. 14-2 the score as we head to the bottom of the fourth inning in Athens. Back after this is Aggie softball from Learfield.
A&M men's tennis coach Steve Denton joined me on the Louis Bellina Show.
Probably not many people know this story, but I was down in Corpus Christi at A&M Corpus Christi for a few years, and Bill Byrne was the athletic director. And, of course, I played at Texas, and, you know, there was some question marks about a Longhorn coming to coach at Aggie Land in those days. But what I told Bill Byrne at the time was that if he gave me the opportunity to come here, that if Texas were to come calling, that I wouldn't leave. I'd stay here and continue to work with this team. And I didn't make that commitment, you know, to Bill Byrne. I didn't make it to Eric Hyman or Scott or Ross or even Trev. I made that commitment to Texas A&M. And I've looked at this as, you know, God has a little bit of a sense of humor.
Listen in weekdays 11 to 2 on the Zone, 1150 AM and 93.7 FM thanks to CC Electric.
Madame Paletta Tequila serves up smooth flavor, 100% premium blue agave infused with tamarind, pineapple, or grapefruit. Perfect for tailgates, toasts, and the 12th man. Find your closest retailer at MadamePalettaTequila.com. Madame Paletta, proud partner of Texas A&M Athletics. Please enjoy responsibly. Imported by Jobu Beverages, Dobbs Ferry, New York. 14-2, Texas A&M leading the Texas Longhorns as we head to the bottom of the fourth inning. A&M is now 3 outs away from the victory. This is a season high in runs for the Aggies. 3 times this year. At Auburn, at Tennessee, and against Loyola Marymount. The 3 home runs in the game ties a season high. This is now the 6th time this year they've done that. So the Ali Enright, Kramer Eshte, and Kelsey Mathis do up. Curious to see how Tricia plays it here in the 5th inning. Tricia talking with Holly Rowe right now down below us. Mari Harper, TV is just showing it. She now has the SEC tournament record for RBI. She has 6 in this ball game. She's actually a triple shy of the cycle, but it would take a while to get her back up to the spot there. All kinds of records today between the Aggies and Oklahoma, who are on a path to meet up tomorrow for the title. Here's Allie. 1 for 2 in the game. Struck out in the first, singled and scored in the second. That's high, 1-0. Kennedy threw 4 innings, has 75 pitches. Threw a 37-pitch fourth inning there. There's a big swing and a miss on a changeup. Again, I'm curious to see, we can't see the bullpen, but I'm curious to see if maybe Munnerlyn maybe comes in this next inning. Ball. That's down. Possibly Grace. The reason I say Munnerlyn is you've got a righty up and then 1, 2, 3, 4 left-handers. Trisha always likes when I try to guess pitching. It's like, who are you going to start today? She's like, guess. And then I'll guess and she'll say, nope. Or correct. One of the two. It's usually more nope than correct. 2 and 2 the count. Oklahoma did not use Sam Landry today. They had her heated up, but they didn't need her. So she'll go tomorrow almost certainly. Changeup floats in just below the knees, and the count is full, 3 and 2. There's a big swing and a miss, strike 3. 1 out. My correspondent Donnie from Andice just told me that Trisha told Holly Rowe that Emma's finishing the game. Said she wants to see how she can do in consecutive games, consecutive days pitching. That's something she'll have to do in the postseason, no question. Whether that's in a regional or in a super regional or in, God willing, the World Series. Here's Frankie. The freshman's first at-bat of this tournament. 327 hitter. Home run and 14 runs driven in. That's high. Counts a ball and a strike. Aggies will come home tomorrow. Following the game. And then they'll play the waiting game, I guess, waiting to see who's coming to College Station for the regional. Change-up, swung on and missed as she ran up the slap at it. The count's 1 and 2. 4 teams, double elimination format. Friday, Saturday, Sunday next week. Unless you get BYU, then it's Thursday. But BYU right now not projected to be in. Off speed misses, 2 and 2. You can guess all you want as to who may come here. They tend to be geographical, but it's not always the case. You'll almost certainly get a 2-seed flown in. Something like what's left of the Pac-12 or maybe a Big 12 team. Frankie flies this one into left field. That is out number 2 here in the 4th. These are all guesses, but some of these projections have like a Washington or a Michigan or a Cal, Arizona State, something like that. The regionals are going to be so southern heavy. You can't fly everybody. You can't drive everyone. So teams are going to have to fly. So I think the Aggies will certainly get a flown-in 2-seed. There's Kelsey Mathis, who's 0 for 2. Strike 1 called. 14-2 Aggies here in the 4th. Baylor may or may not get in. I don't remember if they were in the last projection I saw, but if they did, they'd be a 3 probably. They're right on the bubble. Baylor could come to A&M, but they could also go to OU. They could also go to Texas. Now that's a ball, 1 and 1. With Texas and OU in this league, that opens that up. Prairie View was in the battle for the SWAC. I don't know if they're going to get it. That's a close team, but there aren't a lot of teams that can drive, so they're going to be flying some teams in, no question. Changeup floats in. That's a strike, 1 and 2. North Texas won a big game today. They are probably not going to get in unless they win tomorrow in the American Championship game, but they are a team that you could see in that mix as well. 1-2 pitch fouled off left side. Texas in the 5th inning against Emily Kennedy will have 8, 9, and 1. Freshman battling here with 2 outs. And a reminder that we will not catch the Aggies on the radio post-game. We will post the SEC's post-game, their formal press conference for you down in the soccer building behind us. We'll post that on our YouTube channel following a little bit later this evening once we get the file. File back again. I suspect that Amari Harper will be making an appearance, as will KK DeMent. No expert, but that's what I'm guessing here. Maybe going to the set as well out there in the right center field. Aggies 3 outs away from a dominating run rule victory. Huge foul, a changeup. 14 runs, 11 hits for A&M, 2 runs, 4 hits for Texas. That ball's hit well. Kelsey Mathis into center, moving over and back a bit, and making the catch is Ashton Maloney for a loud out, number 3. So the Aggies go 3 up, 3 down. Sophia Simpson is retired, the 4 batters she's faced, and we are on to the 5th. Emily Kennedy needs 3 outs to send the Aggies to their first ever SEC Tournament Championship game. 14-2, Texas A&M leads it. This is Aggie softball from Learfield.
I'm the expert.
Oh, no, I'm the expert.
Jerry Ruffino, that's me, as your realtor's committed to Aggie fans everywhere.
Okay, no one knows more about real estate than you, Jerry, but an expert on Aggie athletics, really?
Texas A&M's baseball field is named after Pat Olson. He played professional ball for the New York Yankees. What baseball legend was his spring training roommate?
The Sultan of SWAT himself, the Babe.
That would be the Sultan of Wrong. The correct answer is Lou Gehrig. Score with the real estate expert on your team. Recruit us, SherryRuffino.com.
When you need a plumber, you need someone who offers every service in the book. That's Ed Phillips Plumbing. From faucets and sinks to toilet, backflows, and everything in between, Ed Phillips Plumbing has been serving the Brazos Valley for the past 20 years and is the only plumber offering perma-liner trenchless pipe repair. No more messy excavations. And great customer service isn't just a promise, it's a guarantee every single time. Ed Phillips Plumbing, your real 24-hour plumber, day or night. Visit edphillipsplumbing.com, your solution to everything plumbing.
SeatGeek next game, assuming the Aggies hold on to this 12-run lead, will be tomorrow against the number 1 seeded Oklahoma Sooners. Scheduled for 4 o'clock Central, 5 Eastern. Stay tuned to our social channels. There is a chance that may move. Right now it is not, but weather is maybe going to come into play tomorrow. So keep an eye on that, but it'll be Texas A&M and Oklahoma for the first time in 3 seasons. Winner getting the Southeastern Conference Tournament title trophy. SeatGeek, our official fan-to-fan ticket marketplace of Texas A&M Athletics. Whether you're buying or selling softball tickets, SeatGeek is the place to do it. SeatGeek.com so fans can fan. Emily Kennedy in the circle, needing 3 outs to get her second complete game of the weekend. And for Emily, that will be complete game number 18 on the year. Ball 1. Go around, did not. Came up and in, barely checked her swing, but it sure looked like a ball, and it was. 1-0 the count. This is Charlyn Brister, who's 0 for 1 in the ball game. In the air to right, Frankie came in a bit, now going back a little bit, 2 steps shy of the track, 1 out. Congratulations to Emily, by the way. Yesterday's win was her 20th of her season. Back-to-back 20-win seasons for Kennedy. First Aggie to do that in the circle since Mel Dumasic. Mel did it actually 3 years in a row, 2011, 2012, 2013. Congrats to Emily. First pitch foul back by Katie Bennett for strike 1. She's 0 for 1 today. Em had 24 victories last year. This will be win number 21. So first Aggie in over a decade to do that. So congrats to her. Down, 1-1. Em has 1 strikeout today, by the way. That's 558 for her career. Yesterday she passed Missy Young for 7th all-time on the school list. Amy Vining is up next. She needs about 5 to pass her in 6th place. There's a strike called, 1 and 2. She will not catch her former high school coach, Megan Gibson Lofton, who has 679 in 5th place. But to be in the top 6 in this school's history in career strikeouts is an amazing accomplishment. Ball outside, 2 and 2. Up misses, and the count is full, 3 and 2. Top of the order, Ashton Maloney on deck. What a weekend for the Aggies. Foul back. If you're listening with us here on the radio, maybe back home, make sure you turn over to SEC Network following this game. Out on the set ready, and the Aggies well head out there. Looks like Alyssa out there. Alyssa Lang, Tori Vidalis, Haley McClenny are sitting out there. The ball is hit in the air to left field. Moving over a bit is Kelsey Mathis, and she'll make the catch. 2 down here in the 5th. Aggies an out away from a run rule victory. Here's Maloney, 2 for 2 in the game with a run scored. So 2 of the Aggies are going to go up to the set. I mean, it's possible it's Trisha, but most likely it's going to be, if I had to guess, it's going to be Amari and KK. That's a foul ball, strike 1. Aggies now 2 strikes away from this one. Foul, and now Emily is a strike away from a complete game. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Aggie fans making some noise. Here's the pitch. Outside, 1 and 2. Fans over here to our left on their feet clapping, hoping for one final strike. 1-2. Soft liner just over the head of Coco Woolley and into left field, and Ashton Maloney is 3 for 3. If Coco's at normal depth, that's an out. She's able to range back and get it, but the Aggies have to play the infield in with Ashton Maloney, one of the most dangerous leadoff hitters in the nation, up. So that is hit number 5 of the game for Texas. Here's Caden Henry, who is 1 for 2 in the ballgame. 422 hitter as she stands in. Grounded into the circle. Kennedy turns, fires, and your Aggies have punched their ticket to the SEC Tournament Championship game with a 14-2 beatdown of the 5th-ranked Texas Longhorns. A run rule victory in 5 innings. It'll be the Aggies and the Oklahoma Sooners tomorrow for the trophy. Post-game show is next here from Athens. This is Aggie softball from Learfield.
Hi, I'm Jared McLeod with the Sleep Station. For years, Alicia and I have been telling you about the benefits of a new mattress. But don't just take our word for it. Listen to our friend and Aggie point guard, Wade Taylor IV.
If you want to sleep as comfortable as I do, after a long season of running up and down the court, you need a Tempur-Pedic or Purple mattress from the Sleep Station. It alleviates all of my soreness, and I always wake up feeling refreshed and ready to drop 40 points.
With interest-free financing in 2 convenient locations, you can purchase your mattress today and sleep on it tonight. Aggie-owned, Aggie-operated, and the premier Tempur-Pedic and Purple mattress retailer in BCS.
If you are push mowing your yard using an inefficient lawn tractor, or your current zero-turn spends more time in the shop than mowing your grass, it's time you look at a Hustler zero-turn lawnmower. Residential mowers from Hustlers are built like tanks and drive like sports cars. All Hustler mowers have fabricated welded steel decks. Don't settle on cheap units with flimsy stamped decks from big box stores. Come see KOC Outdoors at kocoutdoors.com, or come see our new dealership on Highway 21 today.
Amarillo
National has been family-owned for over 130 years.
Hey, Christina, you good?
I can't say this in front of my grandma.
Noise canceling. Action.
We're the bank with awesome customer service and no BS. Big bank stuff. We don't have robotic call centers or decisions made by shareholders in Wall Street. You won't find any of that BS at AMB.
Christina!
Amarillo National Bank. Awesome service, no BS.
FDIC equal housing lender.
Texas go hand in hand. It's the only way to drive across the promised land.
Hand in hand. In a Ford SUV, it means traveling the road together. Whether the highway is smooth or the road gets rough, Ford SUVs offer the technology, capability, and the confidence to see you through. And that's why we say,
Ford is the best in Texas.
Final score here from Jack Turner Stadium in Athens. Second-ranked or second-seeded, top-ranked Texas A&M 14. Third-seeded, fifth-ranked Texas 2. See Amari and KK making their way to the SEC Network set, so make sure you turn over to the SEC Network to see that. Final totals, 14 runs, 11 hits, no errors for the Aggies. Texas 2 runs, 5 hits, and 2 errors. How about the days these two had? Amari Harper, double, single, home run, 6 runs driven in. KK Dement, 2 home runs, 5 runs driven in, 2 RBI. Mac Barbara, 2 hits, 3 runs for Coco Woolley, as A&M just absolutely blasted the Longhorns today. Emily Kennedy picks up the win in the circle, 5 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, as she improves to 21-4. The Aggies to 45-9 on the year. That is their most victories since 2017. Texas falls to 46-10. One final break, and we'll be back to set the matchup tomorrow for you. It's Texas A&M and Oklahoma. We'll talk about that when we come back. This is Aggie softball from Learfield.
At St. Joseph Health, we are proud to be the official healthcare providers of the Fightin' Texas Aggies. Because it's more than just delivering exceptional healthcare, it's about doing more for the communities we serve. It's about being where you need us, when you need us. It's about collaborating with leading academic institutions and offering more hope through discovery. That's our mission. That's our calling. Learn more at st-joseph.org.
1, 2.
I'm in love with a man named Rudy. I'm okay with that. He knows exactly what I want. Keeps me coming back. Cooks breakfast, lunch, and dinner for me. Does the dishes too. I'm in love with a man named Rudy, last name Barbecue. It sure is easy to fall in love with Rudy's tasty oak smoked barbecue.
Next in line.
If you are push mowing your yard using an inefficient lawn tractor, or your current zero-turn spends more time in the shop than mowing your grass, it's time you look at a Hustler zero-turn lawnmower. Residential mowers from Hustlers are built like tanks and drive like sports cars. All Hustler mowers have fabricated welded steel decks. Don't settle on cheap units with flimsy stamped decks from big box stores. Come see KOC Outdoors at kocoutdoors.com, or come see our new dealership on Highway 21 today.
Wake up and find out what's going on with the Zone. Sign up for the Zone All Access newsletter at zone1150.com. Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. Start your day with the guests for TexAgs Live, the Louis Bellina Show, and Chip Howard Sports Talk. Plus, get the latest programming news and notes, contest signups and reminders, and find out when and where your favorite teams play. It's the Zone All Access newsletter. The Zone All Access newsletter. And you can sign up now at zone1150.com. That's zone1150.com.
Navasota's home for real country. KWBC, College Station, Texas. Willie, 98.7 and 1550.
Wrapping this one up here from Athens, Georgia. Your top-ranked Fighting Texas Aggies demolish fifth-ranked Texas 14-2. Texas A&M is into the SEC Tournament Championship game for the first time ever. as A&M defeats the Longhorns here in this semifinal matchup. So tomorrow it will be number 2 ranked and top-seeded Oklahoma, the SEC champions, as Texas A&M and OU will go at it for the first time since 2022. And the winner gets the trophy and the automatic bid to the NCAA tournament. And again, both these teams are comfortably in. I don't see any other scenario where it's not either A&M or Oklahoma as a number 1 overall seed. If you ain't 1, you're going to be 2. So A&M is in an unbelievable position as far as the postgame here, or postseason, excuse me, which will begin next week. But a trophy's on the line, and Texas A&M came to play today. Texas still talking in the outfield. The Aggies are just hanging out outside the dugout waiting to head back. And, of course, a couple of the Aggies are on set right now. It looks like Amari and KK. What a game. What a day for Texas A&M. The Aggies 12-4 over South Carolina in 5 innings yesterday, 14-2 over Texas today, and it'll be Oklahoma and the Aggies tomorrow. That game is scheduled for 4 p.m. Central Time tomorrow. Again, weather is heading this way, best last we saw, so that time is still official for now, but I would strongly recommend you pay attention to our Aggie softball social channels and 12man.com. If anything changes, we will keep you posted on that. As A&M wins it again, 14-2 over Texas in 5 innings. For our producer Daniel back at the Bryan Broadcasting Studios, this is Matt. We'll talk to you again tomorrow here from Athens. Aggies win it again, 14-2 over the Longhorns. Have a good rest of your Friday, everybody. We'll talk to you again tomorrow. You've been listening to Texas A&M softball from Learfield.
They're not just the Aggies, they're your Aggies. Customize your Wells Fargo debit card or open an account today and show your Aggie pride with every purchase. Get started at wellsfargo.com/Aggies. That's wellsfargo.com/Aggies. Wells Fargo is proud to be the official bank of Texas A&M Athletics. Copyright 2025. Wells Fargo Bank N.A. Member FDIC.
If you missed TexAgs Live, you missed this.
But we have 3 top 3 series wins in the last couple of weeks. You know, I feel like we're going to be like a 2 or a 3 seed in someone's regional, and they're going to be like, hell, this stinks. That reminds me of my senior year. We had TCU come to our regional in College Station as a 3 seed, and they won the regional, and they were like the best team by far. And you're like, how are these dudes a 3 seed? I feel like the Aggies are going to be like that this year. They're going to go to someone's regional, and everyone's going to be like, oh no, like how in the world is this team in our regional?
It's TexAgs Live, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. on The Zone.
This has been Texas A&M Softball, brought to you by Twisted Tea, hard iced tea for the 12th man. Please drink responsibly. Texas Department of Transportation. Don't mess with Texas. The Pool Guy, a proud partner of Texas A&M Athletics. And by Coors Light, choose chill and gig 'em Aggies. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly. The preceding has been a Learfield presentation on the